Alright guys, this is inaccurate. So a bit of a different type of video. This one's going to be about the recession, obviously. So it's probably going to be a little bit more on the depressing side, you know. But once in a while I like to kind of observe my surroundings and see how much like a deep of a shit I am in. But yeah, let's just get into it. What I wanted to start with is obviously like what the current inflation rate is. And what we have over here is that the inflation rate is 8.5%. If we scroll all the way down, we can see at 2022 on July, it is 8.5%. Now, before that, June was 9.1. So that's, you know, that's really fucking big. And obviously you guys have seen this in real life. You have seen this been applied because you've seen changes in gas prices, you've seen changes in rent prices, food, furniture. A lot of different things have gone up in price, while what you're being paid at work is pretty much the same. You haven't gotten like a raise. Minimum wage hasn't really even increased that much to even kind of account for inflation. So it's kind of like very off balance. And you can see by this article over here, high inflation rate has like jacked up a lot of the prices. And pretty much this article kind of goes into what our inflation rate has kind of done. So as you can see, at 1981, it was at a peak of 10.9%. And since we're all the way here in June 2022, it is about 9.06. So we're getting really close to very high peak inflation rates. However, this article mainly focuses on inflation rates of 2021, which was the peak, I think, of like 7%. So then it kind of like details like, oh, hey, groceries are up by like 6.5% in 2021. That information is all kind of scattered because, you know, it's all in paragraphs or whatnot. So I made this Excel sheet with pretty much all the information from this article. Pretty much inflation rate overall 7% for 2021. 2022, you know, the year's not over, so they don't have like a overall average. You can see groceries 6.5% increase. Gas 49.6. Holy fuck. Like I do remember when I went to go get gas, like the highest per gallon amount was about $6. Today it's about $4.80, which I'm very thankful for, but holy shit, that is still way too much. Like, I remember always talking to my mom about this, and she would always tell me, like, when she first got to America, like, gas was actually like 10 cents per gallon. I was just like, how the hell has it changed so much? That's an increase of like 400% or something. Anyways, obviously I am in California, so it might be different for you who's living in Florida or you who's living in North Carolina. As well as that I am based in America, so if you're watching this from outside of the USA, then obviously your prices are going to be different. However, I still think this is a good indication of how it kind of compares to your country and how like other countries are faring as well. New cars and trucks up by 11.8%. Rent 4.2%. Rent I was kind of surprised about. Rent I thought was going to be like, so there was this other article which was pretty much saying that the average rent cost in New York City is now $5,000 per month, which multiply that by 12, that's $60K a year that you're spending solely on rent. That's like an entry-level developer or engineering job just to live in New York City, which I don't understand how people are still kind of getting by over there. Like how everybody's just not flat out broke, just living on scraps. But anyways, back to the Excel sheet. Basically, I thought this percentage would be way up. Maybe it is for 2022, but I guess it's not really that much. Furniture up by 13.8. That was actually really surprising. Major appliances 8%, tobacco 9%, clothing 5.8, televisions 4.0. Then again, who really buys TVs anymore? Everything's jacked up, that's for sure. It's a really tough time to live in. You know, if you're thinking about like, oh, what's the government gonna do about it? Well, you know, we have another article where it's just Biden trying to redefine what a recession means instead of, you know, actually trying to fix the recession. Obviously, a lot of people are hurting right now, and like this is the first move. This is the first move that the government does, and it's not a very pretty one. Currently, the definition of recession is that we have like negative GDP for like 2 quarters in a row. I don't know what he tried to redefine it into, but it's like what the hell? Obviously, it's not that big of a deal, but it still shows an indication of where we're kind of heading. Next would be kind of like the stock market. Stock market. So, as I'm recording this video, it is September 9th at 8 a.m. So you can see that the Dow Jones is going upwards. There's an increase of 1.18%. And you can kind of see over here the related markets. S&P's up by 1.3, Nasdaq Composite 1.7, you know, 1.78, 1.74. The whole market's up for some god unknown reason. Yet we're still in a recession and we're still hurting very, very badly. How does that make any sense? Who knows? It feels like someone's just kind of like pumping up the markets just to make it look good right before everything crashes down very, very hard. And I'll probably go into like my opinions on like what I think are gonna happen, like probably like at the end of the video, but you know, right now. Now, obviously, there was a lot of things you could probably contribute to the recession, like, oh, COVID-19 was like the trigger, you know, it's what kind of like started everything. It's what kind of started us on like this downward spiral. You know, everybody's going to work, or everybody is working at home and they don't have to live in the city and where they work anymore, so everybody's just kind of spreading out. Rent is like rising up as well because all the rich people are moving out of places like the Silicon Valley and San Francisco, but as well as like many people have actually quit their jobs as well. You know, the supply lines are jacked up. I don't know how those work. You know, there's a bunch of other stuff as well. And one of the things I kind of been keeping an eye on is, you know, like the crypto market, obviously, because if you guys know that crypto market crashed like a few months ago, and this was right around here, March 25th, 2022, all the way to July 17th, 2022. You can see it went from 45,000 to about 18,000. That's more than like 50%. And the only reason why I'm using Bitcoin is because it's like the most well-known crypto out there. So this one also kind of feels like whatever happened between March and June, it feels like someone, or maybe like a group of people, probably just had to like pull their positions out of Bitcoin because they needed the money to kind of put somewhere else. That's what it kind of feels like to me. But in doing so, it just kind of completely just crashed downwards. Not very pretty. And you can also say this also contributes to the recession. That means, you know, crypto miners get a lot less as well. If you've been keeping up with like GPU prices have completely crashed down. I think on eBay I saw like a 3090 going for like $550, and there was like 2 minutes left in the bid. I didn't buy it because I'm going for like a 4000 series card, but yeah, you know, like if you're looking for like a very cheap 3000 series, eBay's got you. Another big one is, you know, the Ukraine-Russian stuff going on over there. The thing is, I haven't really kept up with like the whole Russian-Ukraine thing. I know it's posted all over the media and the news. I don't really keep up with them though because, you know, obviously. But if I had to like give like an opinion about this, I would just say that this kind of feels like a byproduct of like the world economy going to like the shitter in the first place, because when an earthquake hits, then a tsunami follows. When it rains, it pours. So with all these things just kind of like pointing me in the face, you know, rising gas, rising rent, rising food. Inflation's at like 8.5%. Rent is $5,000 in New York City. Redefining the word recession. Stock market is going up. Crypto has crashed. All these kind of things just make me feel like a lot of chaos is happening, and it's not looking good for the global economy. It feels like the whole thing's just the whole thing is just gonna keep getting worse and worse. Even though, you know, hey, we went from 9.1 inflation to 8.5 inflation, and the stock market is also going up. It feels like we're still in the negative, you know. And I feel like we're gonna keep going down. I think we're gonna hit to like depression levels, and it's probably gonna be like way bad, in my opinion. Obviously, this is all speculation. Nothing I say should be taken as financial advice or economic advice. These are just things I just kind of want to kind of talk about, kind of take a look at, and see what you guys have to say, because I know different states, different countries, everybody's kind of like in a different situation. And I would kind of like to hear from others to see like how they're doing. Because right now we're kind of heading into a third quarter, and seeing how our GDP is going to be doing in the third quarter would also be interesting. Yeah, hopefully this all gets better. I do not want to stay in a place where I have to pay $5 per gallon for gas. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you also don't want to be in that place as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm out. Bye.